Okay, time to take a look at the VEVOR 66-pound anvil. So we got our instructions, and it does say that the working surface hardness is 53 plus or minus 4 HRC. That is excellent. So this one is rated for around 55 HRC, so we'll be right inside that area. Nice. So I have one more anvil by VEVOR. It is also this black painted style. The blue painted style, I believe, is a 50 HRC. I'm not really sure. The black ones are 55. That's how I always prefer getting the black. Nice touch to actually put some wood inside of here so you don't have to worry about this thing busting through the box. So we do have a hardy hole that is, looks like 3/4. Yeah, it's right about 3/4 inch. We've got a Pritchel hole, and that is offset to the base, which means you can run material all the way down through and touch it to the floor. So that means if you got a long piece of material, you need to bend it somewhere halfway in between, you'll actually be able to do that with this anvil. And that is super flat. I do not see any daylight in there. That is excellent. We can see that the horn is ground down. You can always argue as to how perfect you want this horn to be. In my opinion, I mean, this is really going to depend on the person that's working on it. I'm always going to end up shaping the anvil just by working it anyway. But that's going to be completely up to you. It's the same thing for this edge right here. So this is a nice sharp edge. So if you wanted to, you could take a grinder down to that and then kind of round that off. So if you want to get your perfect curves, you can do that. But again, that's going to be something that's going to round off naturally as you work it. So for our work surface, we're looking at about 10 1/4 by about 3 1/2. Our horn is about 6 inches long, 3.2 inches wide. And at the tip, we're looking at about 0.67. And the base is about 8 7/8 and about 8 inches wide. So let's do our rebound test. Got a 1-inch ball bearing, and I'm going to drop it from about 10 inches. So we're looking at about 5 inches, so about a 50% rebound. For an anvil of this size, that is not unreasonable. So I've got a hardness tester, and the goal here is just to see if this will scratch the surface. And the answer is yes, this definitely does scratch the surface. No surprise there, this is a 60. Now I'm going to try a 55. Now, that actually slides right across. So this is at least a 55 HRC. Now you can see a couple of scrapes on here, but I could not feel this digging in at all. So 55 is an ideal hardness for our working surface, just because you want it to be hard enough that's going to resist getting dense, but it's going to be soft enough that you're not going to just break it apart. And by that, what I mean is if I were to take this on here and I was just to start cold working it, I'd leave a little dent inside of here. Then anytime I want to make something else on here, it would have that new shape. So you want this to be as hard as you can, but you don't want it to be so hard that it'll crack. So 55 is excellent. So it is marked a VEVOR 66 pounds, so you know exactly what this thing is before you even touch it. This is a cast anvil. You can see a parting line right here, but you do not see anything on the horn or the work surface. So this appears to have been formed very well and then touched up very well as well. So I do have a leap tester, so I'm going to test that. According to this, we got an average of 51.2. And there we go. That works no problem. Now this is a 66-pound anvil. It did move around a bit. It'd be much better if you had this thing actually chained to a block. But even as is, that did work. So if you want to do some metalworking, or maybe you just do a mechanical work and need something to beat on, this is going to be an excellent anvil for that.